My point is, it's really important that we stop and think about this progression of how we get where we are and what we want. Okay? We got to think about the progression of how we get where we are and what we want. Okay? There's a progression. There's a progression of getting where we are today and what we want. All right? So, just to recap, I just want to make sure I get this on record again because I'm going to help you today. I'm going to help you figure this out, but you got to be willing to accept some truths, right? There's no law, not one law. There's absolutely zero laws that says you cannot have what you want. If it's at the Washington, D.C. Capitol, please tell me because I've never read it. It's not in my local government. It's not in my city government. When I go look online, there's nothing that says, Chris, you can't have what you want. There's no law. That's the good thing. The caveat is something we got to accept because I got to give you truth. I'm not just going to tell you something and then not give you the truth behind it. The truth is, it is only limited by what we believe we can have. That's the truth of it. Okay? So we're going to be honest. No law written anywhere that says you cannot have what you want. Not one. But the honest part is it's only limited by what you believe you can have. Okay? So with that being said, and that kind of being the foundation of this conversation, I want to help you understand like why we should start challenging the way we think. Okay? You've heard me say it before. Success is a thinking man and woman's game. There's a whole bunch I could break down to that, but just understand that's how people become successful because they're willing to think. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about, okay, I got this idea or I want to build this business or I know what I want to get done, but there's some things, right? There's some things in the way. And typically the thing that's in the way is our excuses. We make excuses because it makes us feel better about where we are right now. That's all that an excuse is good for. Making ourselves feel good for where we are right now. That's all it's good for. It's not good for anything else. Okay? And so what you got to start asking yourself is, okay, if I am where I am right now and I got to get to where I want to be, you got to ask yourself, what are the excuses that I'm currently saying that is stopping me and hindering me from getting ultimately what I want? What's going on, Neil? Neil Soul's in the building. We got to start having this honest conversation because there's no law that says you can't have what you want, but it is governed by what you believe you can have. The governing body is your limiting beliefs. That's the way you're going to get. That's the only reason you have what you want, right. That's the only reason you have where you are now. And the difference between getting what you want are your limiting beliefs. Okay? So again, success is a thinking man and woman's game. So we've got to start. I want us to really think and lay down something. If you got to, put it on paper, right? Write it down. Grab a pen. And I want you to think about this. All right. So here's how this goes. If I'm saying I want to build my business, right? You guys out there, some of y'all are rock star. Like some of y'all got businesses that are crazy, right? But if you're not achieving what you want, here's the first thing I'm gonna tell you you have to do. You got to get really honest about why you are a parked car instead of a blur on the highway. That's the question. Why am I a parked car that everybody can see? And why am I not a blur on the highway? YC, what's up? Yo, listen. What? Listen, man. YC, we gonna get together, bro. Photo shoot, video shoot. We gonna make a movie. Dude, you and I, we got this. All right, so listen, y'all. Here's the question we got to start asking ourselves. Why are we a parked car instead of a blur on the highway of life? Why are our goals a parked car instead of a blur? Why are we not achieving stuff so fast that we don't even have time to like enjoy it? I'm just saying, because excuses, the only thing excuses are good for is to salve and make us feel good for not moving. And if you're saying you want to achieve, if you're saying I want more, or I want my business to 10x, or I want whatever you telling yourself you want. I want to lose this 30 pounds. I want to get this thing done, right? I want my real estate to give me passive income of X. Whatever it is you want, I'm here to make an announcement because I just want us to be honest with ourselves. The honest part is, if you're making an excuse, it is only good for you to feel better about not moving. And if we want to be really honest, you take the next step. You grab a pad and a pen, and you got to start saying to yourself, okay, why is my dream a parked car instead of a blur on the highway of achievement? You ever ask yourself that? You ever thought about that? Like, why is my dream, why is it every year I got the same 4 achievements for the last 7 years? Why is that? I've been saying I'm gonna get this business off the ground. You started in 1999. You still ain't got the business off the ground. You still ain't put in the effort. You still ain't put the pieces in place. You still ain't make the investment. You still ain't, like, I'm just saying, we have to have an honest conversation, because you know one thing I figured out for myself, and this is where I was. You know the one thing I figured out, Jay, what's happening? You know the thing I figured out for myself? There's no version of this life that I am living while I am breathing. Again, y'all, there's no laws, okay? There's no laws that say you can't have what you want. Not one. There's none written. There's no book that says you can't have it. What you want is only limited by the beliefs of what you think you can have. Listen, I used to do this thing maybe 10 years ago, right? Yeah, probably about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, every Sunday at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I would go take a ride. And I would ride through rich neighborhoods. I would just ride. It was just a ride. They were partying in 1999 since Prince. You know what, Neo Soul, you right. That's why they ain't achieving, because they heard that song and got stuck in 99. I like that. That was good. So anyway, listen, y'all, I used to do this every Sunday, every single Sunday. I used to get in the car about 5 o'clock, and I would spend hours riding. Like, I mean, it's dark outside, right? But I'm riding through these rich neighborhoods. And I used to think, like, man, I wonder what that person does. Oh, I wonder what that person does. Man, I would love to just walk up to the door and just ask them, like, man, it'd be nice, right? Look at how manicured their yard is. Oh, look at what they've got here. And look at all of what they got. You know what I realized now on the other side? And this is just my truth, y'all. I can't force you to think this way. But here's the thing I thought about. Years later, this hit me like a ton of bricks years later. Chris, you know, that riding you was doing through other neighborhoods, it's a good thing now. It's good. You need to dream a little bit. Like, everybody need to dream. But to spend that much time looking at somebody else's grass, to spend that much time trying to psychoanalyze their life, spending an absorbent amount of time all about the neighbor's life, what I wish I had. And again, it's good for a minute now, because sometimes you got to get outside of your element to realize that there is a reality that you're not yet living, and you need to fill in the gaps. So I'm not saying don't do it. I am saying I got to a point in my life where I realized, Chris, you should have been working on the very thing that would make that a reality. Hey, did you know that as employees, there are 7 big mistakes that we are all making before getting fired, downsized, or laid off? And I wanted to share those with you and teach you how to level up in your career. You can get that by going to www.twac.live/7 mistakes. You and I have been making some egregious mistakes when it comes to our career, and we got to stop making them. I want to provide you with this context, things that I have learned throughout my career that are going to help you. So go to the website, twac.live/7 mistakes, put in your name and email address, and download this free PDF that'll teach you of things that you and I can stop doing and start leveling up our career. Back to the episode. So I told y'all to write down some numbers, because we have a real conversation tonight. We're going to have Thank you so much for that compliment. We're going to have a real conversation tonight. So I told y'all to write down some numbers earlier. I told you to write down the number 9. I told you to write down the number 36. And I told you to write down the number 252, right? Here's the reason why I told you to write those numbers down. They all represent time. All 3 of those numbers represent time. All 3. The number 9, the number 36, and the number 252. What are they? Let's break it down. You know what tonight is happening? You guess what's happening tonight, y'all? Everybody who's into sports is going to be watching Coach Krzyzewski of Duke play the final home game against Carolina, right? So this is a perfect time to have this conversation. So check this out. That's basketball, but let's just say, right, let's say your favorite college is Saturday, right? So let's say you watch your favorite college team. It could be basketball or football. Let's say when you watch that team, let's say you spend 4 hours on Saturday watching your favorite team. Because maybe you flip through a couple of games, right? So that's 4. Let's say on Sunday during football season, you watch maybe about 5 hours worth of your game. Yo, in the chat right now, tell me your favorite college team and your favorite football team, right? Soccer, football, right? Across the globe, or football here in America, right? What's your favorite teams? Just put them down in the chat. Like mine is the Lakers, because I'm a huge NBA fan. I love the Lakers. I love Milwaukee. I like in the NFL, I like KC. KC be doing a thing, right? But just write down your favorite team in the chat, okay? So let's say between Saturday 4 hours and Sunday 5 hours, that's 9 hours. That's why I gave you that first number 9. Okay? So that's 9 hours right there. Let's say every single Sunday, every single weekend, you spend that much time, right, watching a sport. So that's 9 hours. Let's say every weekend you're doing that. So 4 times 9, that's 36. That's how you got the second number, 36. Now, let's say that same 36 hours is spent for 7 months straight, because the football season, if I recall correctly, is August through February. That's how, ladies and gentlemen, we got the third number, 252. That's 252 hours. 252 hours. So y'all, listen. When we make an excuse, it's only good to make us feel good about not moving. I said that earlier, right? And then we're frustrated because our dreams are like a parked car instead of a blur on the highway of achievement. But we spend 252 hours over 7 months watching a sport. Oh, by the way, now I know some people may be going, hey, Chris, well, yeah, I don't do all that. I don't do all that. I don't be watching sports like that. Okay. Hmm. The average show on Netflix is about an hour. Hmm. How many of us are into heavily Netflix and chill? Oh, I got to catch up on my show. And one episode turns into 3. And every night you stay up late night watching your show, your favorite TV show, because I got to catch up, because I got to be ready to have a conversation with all my friends on Facebook and Instagram and blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, Some people binge watch shows. How many of my binge watchers out there? You binge watch? Do you binge watch? That means you literally carve out hours to just sit and watch a show. You literally, you plan it. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot one other thing. My bad. I forgot to tell y'all this. So there's the weekend sports. There's Netflix and chill. I forgot about Monday Night Football. I forgot about Thursday Night Football. I forgot about how we show up all the time on the amount of consuming and entertainment that we do in our lives is astronomical. Now, here in the States, that's a huge thing. Oh, we go in when it comes to our own entertainment. And everybody has their own version of entertainment. I'm just laying out a sports version. But some of us spend so much time entertaining ourselves, and then we run up on a dream. Then we run up on the opportunity to change our lives. Then we run up on a chance to truly make a difference. And then we have this internal struggle. And now we're frustrated because we're like, man, it don't seem to be getting off the ground. Can I tell you something about why that happens to all of us? I'm going to share with y'all something, okay? Let me tell y'all why that happens. It happens because, and get this, there's the consumer side of us that is now warring with the actual person who's trying to become a producer. See, I believe that all of us were meant to create. I believe that all of us were given a gift that was supposed to be shared with the world. How do I know that? Well, let's just look at nature and let's see if nature can give us some clues, because there's a lot of things in nature that are successful, and those successful things are leaving a whole lot of clues. Let me give you an example. Does an apple tree start out as a tree, or does it start out as a seed? Does an orange tree start out as this big tree, or does it start out as a seed? Watermelons, tomatoes, pick anything. Does it start out as its full-fledged thing, or does it start out as a seed? My point is, an apple tree is going to grow into being, and a seed is going to grow into becoming a major tree, of which its fruits will be evident and other people will benefit as a result. Would you like to be able to know exactly what you need to do to scale and grow faster your side business? Well, look no further. You should jump into right now the Side Business Challenge. That's right. The Side Business Challenge is where it's at. I'm actually helping you as a corporate professional build and scale your side business faster, because that's the name of the game. I know you've been looking for a place to, how do I take what I'm doing and actually make it work to be creating a real revenue generating business? Well, join thesidebusinesschallenge.com. You do not want to miss it, because when you jump in, it's 5 days, 1 hour where I am helping you build a successful side business. I'm Chris Williams. I built my first successful side business to over 6 figures, and I've helped countless people do the same. And now I've got a challenge just for you. You know you've been wanting to build it. You know you want to make it for real, and you want to make it something legitimate that at least, what if all it did was pay all of your household bills? Could you imagine being able to go to work every day and all of your household bills are paid without leveraging your job money? Oh yeah, I can teach you that. And inside of the Side Business Challenge, I'm showing you how to level up inside of your career so that you show up in a big way. Yes, having that side business will teach you so much more than just money. Jump into thesidebusinesschallenge.com. I look forward to seeing you there. I hope you're listening to what I'm saying. That tree is inside of it, has it's in the tree's DNA, the seed's DNA, the seed. Inside of every seed is the DNA to create and produce. This is a principle of life. This is not like rocket science. In every single, there's no deer making monkeys. Newsflash. There's no monkey making a giraffe. There's no giraffe making alligators. There's no alligators making chimps. Nature has shown that clearly every single thing that was made has the ability born in its DNA, the actual components to produce. But yet, as humans, we tend to be better at consuming a thing than actually producing. But inside of you and I, we are born to create. There's not a man alive that is not born with the ability to produce seed. There's not a woman alive that is not born without the ability to nurture a seed and grow it. So when we spend most of our lives consuming everything around us, then you wonder why you have an internal argument with you and you when finally opportunity pops his head up and it's a chance for you to go out into the world and produce something. And now you struggle because you haven't worked your production muscle. You're not familiar with what it feels like to be a producer. But we love to consume Netflix and chill, all these other things. Like we love to consume movies, whatever the case may be, whatever it is. We do so much consuming, we're warring within ourselves. Because the moment you run across a chance to change your life, the chance to really become like something totally different. The moment you run across the opportunity, ability to be able to create, to leverage what you're created to do in order to be able to produce a financial change in your life, the production side of you is fighting and getting beaten up by the consumer side of you that just loves entertainment and don't want to work hard. Don't want to have to think. Doesn't like to. Just feed me. Just feed me. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the actual device right now that you're watching me on, in your social media app, you do know it's called a news feed. It's a feed. It's feeding you. So if you ever asked yourself, or if you ever said, man, it's all a bunch of negativity, all on Facebook, all on Instagram, all on, just remember, you chose the people that you follow. You chose the saves. Because you chose that, you told the system what to send you back as a result. I'm just saying, I think it's about time we become more responsible and take ownership of where we are in our lives at this current moment. Don't blame the job. Don't blame other people. Don't blame friends. Don't blame the lack of support. We got to start challenging our behaviors. We got to start challenging our habits. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying that's fun. All right. No, nobody's saying that's fun. I'm not sitting here going, oh, this is the fun stuff. But you know what I figured out about successful people? They do the hard stuff over and 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 over all the time. Successful people are really good at solving problems. They're not waiting for somebody to solve the problem for them. They operate every day with a level of proactiveness in their own lives. So, when we say, man, I just don't have enough time, it's time that we start taking inventory of where we are. It's time that we start challenging ourselves. We got to start challenging these norms that we've just fallen into, right? Like, and here's the crazy. You know what's crazy? This is what's crazy. Let me share this. I'm gonna look in both. Let me tell you something. It is amazing to me that we believe the stuff that we tell ourselves without ever fact checking our own assumptions. It is amazing to me that we will believe something that we tell ourselves that's a big assumption and we never fact check ourselves. We never fact checked ourselves. I'm not talking about other people. I'm saying we make it real easy to look at what other people are saying and do, and we love to question them. You know who we never question? Ourselves. I can't do this. Really? Really? You can't. Or have you accepted a limiting belief that allows you to feel okay about where you are so that you don't have to move? Again, I ask the question. If you are honest with yourself and if you are being for real about wanting to change your life, the thing I'm trying to impress upon you is when you think about your goals, if they are a parked car instead of a blur on the achievement highway, that is something you can control. You and I have the ability to literally change that. But I promise you, to get your dreams to become a blur on the achievement highway, they will not. I promise you this. They will never, ever, 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 ever be attached to excuses. Excuses slow us down. Excuses just make us feel good about not moving. So listen. This is the reason why challenging yourself, challenging your thoughts, challenging your actions, challenging your habits, even if you could just take on a piece of paper, write down your habits and just analyze you. Just look at yourself and just say, you know what? Normally I'm struggling around right here during the day. Normally every time I say I'm going to do this, I let this get in the way. Like, success is a thinking man and woman's game. You have to think your way to a better life. The book is called Think and Grow Rich, not Netflix and Chill and Grow Rich. The book is called, listen, again, and I know I be getting off on a tangent on this, but I feel like This is like the thing that I will stand on for the rest of my life. Success is a thinking man and woman's game. It is not called sit on my butt and grow rich. It's called think and grow rich. As a man thinketh, so is he. As I think about it, I am going to become more of what I think about. If I keep thinking excuses, I'm just a big excuse. The word says meditate on that thing day and night. That means I'm literally going to sit down and think about this thing. That is the most important thing you can ever do. You've got to start thinking. And can I tell y'all something I discovered about thinking? It's really hard. It's hard to focus and concentrate. In this world of phones and other people's lives and pushing of media and content and everything else by everybody else, it is really hard to shut the world out and work on you. And just be honest, man. Like I'm not up here to blow smoke. Like I'm just sharing a reality of life, right? Like it's hard. It's hard to actually think. But I'm telling you right now, the crazy part is that if you will think a little bit, and if you will put yourself in a habit where you say, you know what? I'm better off thinking about how to make me and my family and what I want successful. I'm better off challenging myself. By the way, I'm better off if I let other people challenge me. Do you know it's real easy to get defensive? Did you know defensive doesn't all look the same way for everybody? I could tell somebody something, or my coach could tell me something, and I immediately get quiet. I could tell myself something, right? My coach could tell me something I should do. My wife could tell me, hey, Chris, I think you should go that route. And because I don't understand how defensive I can be, guess what I do? I clam up. I might not be the rah-rah person when I get defensive. I might not be that person. I just might be the person, though, when I get defensive, I get passive aggressive. Because I ain't like you trying to tell me about something that I know I need to change, but I ain't want to hear it from you. It's hard to be successful if you ain't going to have a coach. It's hard to be successful if you're not willing to challenge the way you think. You literally have to think about what you're thinking about. Does that make sense? You literally have to think about what are you thinking about? Because I guarantee you this, how many times you've been talking to somebody and they may have shared with you like an intimate, crazy thought they had, and you looked at them differently. You were like, you really was thinking that? Like you really were there? Now, we will look at other people and be like, why would you think that? But we never question ourselves. We never take inventory of what's going across our ticker symbol in our brain all day long. You do realize there are almost 90,000 thoughts you have in a day. Many negative. Success is a thinking man and woman's game. I promise you, it's hard to meet a successful person who doesn't spend an absorbent amount of time thinking. Hard to meet them. You want to know why Jeff Bezos and all these other people get where they are, and Elon? Because they think. They just think. They get paid at the level of risk they're willing to take, and because they're willing to think through all the pieces that go into before they make a move. For example, would you trust me, who has zero, by the way, experience on building a house, but would you trust me if I walked up to you and I said, yo, man, I'm going to build you the biggest house ever. Just give me $400,000. I got you. I'm gonna build you the biggest house. Like, it's gonna have all the stuffing you want in it. I'm gonna make everything what you want. Every single thing. Just give me 400,000, I'm gonna do it. Why wouldn't you trust me to do that? I'm your boy. You know me. Why can't I build your house? What's the issue? Is there a problem? Well, you know Chris ain't no builder. If I told you I'm gonna have it done in 2 days, you're probably gonna be like, if this dude don't get out of my face right now, right? And the reason why you're gonna say that is because you know it takes real thought. It takes a whole lot of communication to build a house. So if we know there's a lot more time that goes into thinking and planning to build a house, why is it that we won't take the time to plan and think to build ourselves, our businesses? Like, why do we think we don't need to? You definitely need to think. Thinking, again, success is a thinking man and woman's game. So when you say to yourself, yo, I don't have a whole lot of time, ask yourself an honest question. Because that's an excuse to make you feel better or not that's an excuse to make you feel good about not moving. And you cannot tell me that on the highway of achievement, if your dream is sitting there as a parked car instead of a blur on the highway of achievement, it has a whole lot to do with what you believe you can achieve as a person. You have a lot of limiting beliefs, and those limiting beliefs are reinforced by the excuses you give yourself. And so when we say things like we don't have a lot of time, but tonight somebody's going to be watching that game all night. Do you know that the Duke and Carolina game, one of the most storied games that happens every year, do you realize some people actually plan a year in advance to be there? You ever thought about that? Do you realize how much time goes into planning a tailgate? How much time goes into planning going to a professional game? How much time goes, like, do you realize the hard-earned money and effort of just getting to an event? But we won't plan our next 90 days to achieve something? We won't stop and think about how many excuses we make, because we won't make excuses when it comes to Netflix and chill. We don't make a whole lot of excuses when we come to all these consumer entertainment things. And again, disclaimer, as I stated earlier, I'm not against entertaining yourself, but I am saying some of us we're more consumers than we are actual producers. When God built us, he designed our DNA, for crying out loud, for change, for creativity. A man is born with seeds. A woman is born to nurture that seed and grow it and deliver it. Nature, apple seeds make apple trees. Orange seeds make orange tree. Like, it's in nature to create, to bear fruit, right? Like, just understand that for 2 seconds. Like, just think about this for a second. I just want you to think about this. If you've ever made an excuse and you said, I can't, or I wish I had, or looked at somebody else, I want you to think about it would be just like an apple tree, a seed, looking at an orange tree and going, man, I wish I had that in me. Looking at a tomato tree and going, man, I wish I had that. Looking at another film going, man, I ain't got that. Man, I can't do nothing. I'm just a seed. Really? Not realizing, because you are the seed and because you were designed to produce, that gives you the automatic understanding, I'm meant to do something more than just consume with my life. Do you realize nature is one of the greatest ways to understand? It's got the principles already built in it. I'm going to give you this last one, and then I'm going to go, because I got a whole lot of stuff that I need to do tonight, because I'm preparing for the Side Business Challenge. Listen, if you have not yet gotten your ticket and registered, you need to go to thesidebusinesschallenge.com. I'm telling you, register now. We start Monday. Let's make it happen in your own life, not mine. I'm sharing with you a ton of stuff that I've never shared yet. It's going down though, starting Monday. Thesidebusinesschallenge.com. THE, sidebusinesschallenge.com. Go there, register. Let's go. Because it's if you think this is good, I got some stuff that I'm going to teach you. It's nuts. So let me share this with you. another part of nature that blew my mind when I started looking at it. And I'm gonna tell you, the way I started looking at it, you ever been up late night? This ever happened to y'all? You ever been up late night and channel surfing, right? Can't sleep. And you just so happen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the most dangerous channel to watch when you're just up at night and you mess around and spaz out and your brain is like really into it in a trance is the Discovery Channel. Let me tell y'all something, man. Get caught up one night when you can't sleep and go through every other channel, you'll skip them. Some reason the Discovery Channel will make you pause and learn and listen about this animal or this thing, and you like, whoa. To me, it's fascinating. I don't know why, but Discovery Channel does that to me. All right. So one night, I can't sleep. I come across the Discovery Channel. It hit me, and it was talking about, the narrator was talking about caterpillars. Okay. Something simple, right? I'm just like, oh, okay. But it wasn't, where I caught the conversation was like at the perfect time of the discussion. Because across the screen, this caterpillar was like inching his way. You know, the guy, when I turned on the channel, the guy said he's on his way to find him a spot to build his cocoon to turn into a butterfly, right? So I'm like, okay. So I'm watching like, and it's just, and then he's, ugly, right? Little nasty looking caterpillar, right? He's moving slow, right? But the narrator said something that had me like, it messed me up when the narrator said it. The narrator said something to the effect of the inside of the caterpillar, he already possesses everything he needs in order to become a butterfly. At that moment, my head almost exploded. I'm so glad I didn't wake my wife up because she was knocked out, but I lost it. You know why? Let me tell y'all why. Because for the first time, I had to come to terms with and wrestle with the fact that you mean to tell me this ugly, slow, I'm talking just not cute at all thing was born with the ability to literally transfigure his entire existence. By the way, this is what got me. So the narration is going on, right? And the guy says, hey, along with that, when he finds a spot, what he's going to do is ensure that he's gonna wrap himself in his cocoon. And by the way, guess how he comes up with the cocoon? It's already in him. Here's the crazy part, and this is where I started coming up with my own like isms and stuff, right? This is blowing my mind at night. You know what that also meant? From the moment that caterpillar was born, do you know what he realized? This gonna trip you out. I'm not meant to stay this way. Y'all, the caterpillar, listen to me. The caterpillar is born knowing 1000%, this is the way you may see me now, but I'm headed to something totally different. Listen, man, it blew my mind. Because here's this little ugly joker that through all the roads he probably cut across, oh yeah, she getting it now. You see it, right? All the roads he had to cross, the rain, the other things that tried to eat at him, the stuff. The one thing he could count on is that if I make it to my destination, I promise you I won't stay like this. Y'all, so let's take that a step further. Because I can go so many ways with that. I don't have time tonight. But just listen to me. Just listen to me. Check this out. Check this out. Here's the other part that you got to think about. So if he's born with, listen, do you understand? Inside of this Joker is all of the components to literally transfigure himself. By the way, what other animal does that? Like, there's no animal. None. I'll wait. You tell me. What other animal starts out as one complete animal and literally turns into a totally different animal? Do you understand how crazy that is? Nature will teach us a lot about how to live life. So think about this for a second. All right. So let's go a step further, because I'm doing. And that's why I said I almost like. I'm so glad my wife didn't wake up, because this is like late night, right? And I'm just watching. I'm telling you, don't get on the trap of Discovery Channel. I don't know why, but yo, it's crazy. So check this out. If that's true, do you realize? I don't know how, but just think about this for a second. Do you know how hard it must be to turn into a different animal? Do you like? I just want us to think about this for a second. Just honestly think about this for a second. Do you do you understand? That has to be an excruciating journey to go from this little wormy, slimy thing to a thin-winged, probably lighter butterfly that has all of these gorgeous colors on it. Do you know how hard it must be in that cocoon? So what did I start thinking about? Oh, guess what I started thinking about? That's a good point about life, y'all. You know what the good part about life is? Sometimes our greatest opportunities that lie in front of us, nobody's going with us, because it's literally going to change your life. Sometimes the very things that we want scare us that we will fight to stay the same instead of fighting to become somebody different. Come on, man. Like, some of us are fighting to stay right where we are, because we stack so many excuses on top of where we are right now, it don't even make no sense. And here's a caterpillar that every day of his life is saying, I'm not staying here. I will change. Watch me. You don't have to come with me. No, I'm good. Hey, man, y'all want to go out to the club tonight? No. Hey, man, we getting ready to go to the game. Man, everybody set up. Everybody's coming. You coming? Nah. I'm going to work on my business. Oh, man, yo, you should come with us. We getting ready to go over and go see this awesome concert, man. This person in town, that person in town. You don't want to roll? No, I'm cool. Y'all listen. I got enamored by this caterpillar, okay, and his story. Here's the thing I want you to realize about that. Is this making sense, by the way? Because hopefully I'm communicating this effectively. But I don't know. It's just me, man. Like some things that it blow my mind, and I realize I am not living up to my potential, because there's a caterpillar who has none of my gifts, who is not as talented, who did not get touched the way I did by God to be a human and do the things that I'm able to do. And I just refuse to become better? Really? And here is a caterpillar, transfiguring his whole life to become a butterfly. Now I'm going to leave this last part with you, and I just want you to marinate on this. And I promise I'm done. I know I'm closing like a Baptist preacher, right? Here's the last thing I want you to realize about this caterpillar. At one level of his life, all of his friends were face down on the ground, could barely see 5 feet in front of them. All of his friends were in the same boat. But on the day he comes out of that cocoon and becomes a full-blown butterfly, his entire perspective and the people he hang out with also change. Like, there's no butterfly going, yo, man, I just want to go back to being a caterpillar, man. This sucks flying around, having all this freedom, being able to go where I want to, living this good life. Man, just get me back to being a caterpillar. There's not one butterfly trying to go backwards. Not one. There's no butterfly trying to go backwards. What happens to us when we finally get somewhere, when we get a little bit of success, a little bit of head start, a little bit of opportunity to change? Where we want to go? Back to the homies? Back to everybody else to show off? Backwards with our mentalities about how to use whatever we've been given as an opportunity? I'm just saying, man. I think it's really important that we take inventory, man, on ourselves. Listen, I'm not saying don't have fun, don't entertain. I am saying that, man, at the end of the day, we are with the choices that we've made. And I'm in a space right now where I'm trying to help people as I grow, because I'm learning from a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's like testing me to my very end. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying they're giving me things to think about. They're pushing me past my limiting beliefs. They're helping me see like what I couldn't see. They're helping me understand like, yo, there's a bigger play out here and there's a bigger world, but you have to work on all this, Chris. All right, cool. This is hard stuff, man. This ain't easy. I tell you this, though. I tell you this. One day soon, I'll be able to come back and I'm going to be able to tell you about what it was like being a caterpillar. But I'm going to be telling it to you from the perspective of me turning into a butterfly. I'm going to be telling it to you from a different perch, from a different angle. I'm going to tell you my story, not because, oh, he's trying to brag, but because I'm trying to tell you that, man, listen, God designed all of us. We are built to create because he created. He said, make them like in our own image. Yo, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't want next year to look like this year. And I'm going to achieve a whole heck of a lot this year. But I want it to be different next year. I can tell you that right here from where I'm at. So, listen, thesidebusinesschallenge.com. You want a challenge? You want to work together for 5 days? You want to see what it's going to be like? You want to understand how this is going to work? You want to get it? Jump in, man. Jump in. It's worth it. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that by jumping in now and giving yourself the opportunity to grow the right way, I'm telling you right now, it's the best thing you could ever do. It's the best thing. Here, I'm gonna put this in the chat. Listen, man. I just want us all to be better. I'm not trying to be better than anybody but myself. And when I'm better than myself, I have something to offer you. Okay? I have something to offer you. When I'm not better than myself, I don't have nothing to offer you. And I'm going to tell you as such. I do know this, for 5 days straight, we can roll. And we can go out here and make a difference in our own lives and then go touch some other people, man. Hop in. Thank y'all for being here. I'm out. I got work to do, actually. I'm getting ready to finish up doing some last minute tweaks to the challenge. Super excited about what I'm going to be able to provide. And I know it's going to have value because I choose to be valuable. Hey, did you know that as employees, there are 7 big mistakes that we are all making before getting fired, downsized, or laid off? And I wanted to share those with you and teach you how to level up in your career. You can get that by going to www.twac.live/7 mistakes. You and I have been making some egregious mistakes when it comes to our career, and we got to stop making them. I want to provide you with this context, things that I have learned throughout my career that are going to help you. So go to the website, twac.live/7 mistakes, put in your name and email address, and download this free PDF that'll teach you of things that you and I can stop doing and start leveling up our career. Back to the episode.